Well, greetings and welcome. This is Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and you. I'm Jerry Usher along with Debbie Georgiani. We do some of the talking on this program, but we count on you to do your share of it as well because we present a topic and then we invite you to share your own takes on it, your wisdom, your experience, your lived experience for that matter. So we're going to have another topic rolling out for you here in just a moment. But Debbie, I want to welcome you. How are you doing this morning? How are you doing today?
Great. I'll be on Skype shortly. I'm just rebooting my computer.
Yep.
Yeah,
The Skype
see?
always looks much better when you're on than when I'm on alone.
It's a nice balance, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Not sure how to take that.
It's a compliment. It's a
Oh,
compliment.
okay, thanks. Yeah.
Jerry, this is an interesting topic today.
It
Did
is,
you
yeah.
did you say that one of our listeners suggested this like a year ago?
Well, yeah, a listener named Brian in Georgia emailed us with this show topic suggestion, and we had almost gotten around to it earlier this year, several months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pandemic struck, and we thought, well, this probably isn't a good time to do this topic. And really, even now is perhaps not a perfect time, but we do want to discuss this because it is something that is affecting many, many, not just Catholics, Debbie, but a lot of people in general.
Yeah, that's true. So the question is, how is your small Catholic business doing? So if you are a Catholic Christian business owner and you would like to share with us how it's how it's faring, how it's surviving, is it thriving? Are you struggling to stay afloat? Do you find it difficult in this climate? Is there a lot of things coming against you and not supporting your beautiful business? Are you able to be, truly live out your faith as you conduct business? All those angles we'd love to discuss. The number to dial is 833-288-3986. Please fill up those phone lines if you would like to share something about your business.
Yeah, we might even want to expand it a little bit. Maybe you're a non-Catholic Christian. Maybe you're, some maybe own a large business. I can speak from experience with my business, Third Millennium Media, where it was impacted certainly by the coronavirus, Debbie, in the form of you and I not being able to travel to do pledge drives and so forth. But we wanted to talk about this today. I've noticed, and probably you have too, Debbie. You've worked in and around the church for many, many decades. That it's always been hard to operate a small Catholic business. I'm thinking of Catholic bookstores in particular, book and gift stores, with online commerce taking over a lot of that. So even before the pandemic, it was very, very difficult for a lot of people, and I'm sure many businesses have come and gone. But here we are still in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic and lots of restrictions on where we can go and what we can do. So please, if you're a business owner, we would love to have you talk to us today and share your own experience. We hope that it's going okay for you in spite of everything. The number is 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986.
Maybe you kind of feel also too that you're on some level, maybe your business is under attack. There's a lot of forces from the outside trying to, take away certain things in this world, prosperity and things that are really, are all part of a fully authentic Catholic life. Maybe you want to talk about that as well. There's all sorts of angles. A lot of people, when they go into business, they discern and they pray about certain things, and either the world supports that, or you kind of feel like it's an uphill battle. And we want to hear that as well. So let's talk about it. 833-288-3986. That's the number to call. You can also text us. You text the letters EWTN to 55000. You can also email us, take2@ewtn.com, or you can go on YouTube or Facebook, leave your comments, and Jeff Burson will happily put them on the screens for us so that we can read them. And I just want to say real quickly, if I may, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes, all the kind messages that I received on Facebook, and you emailed us as well. Thank you. I certainly cannot. It would take me a really long time, probably till my next birthday, to reply to everybody. So I'll say a general, heartfelt thank you for just remembering me on my one special day a year.
Well, no, Debbie, people can still, it's not too late to offer Debbie birthday wishes. We're still in November, so for another 20 days, you can still still go on Facebook and offer Debbie birthday wishes. Now, I want to say this. I realize that this topic, and we thank Brian again in Georgia for suggesting it, but Debbie, I realize this is not as simple a topic as what did you have for breakfast this morning. I mean, there's not every one of us owns a Catholic business. So let's just maybe we could even widen the net a little bit more and just say, have you maybe you've done business at a Catholic business before in the past, and maybe it was one of your favorite businesses or stores or shops or whatever, and you've seen an impact on them, and you'd like to just share from your experience as a consumer. We welcome that as well. 833-288-3986. We do have some calls coming in, but still several phone lines that are open. 833-288-3986. And now we got you on Skype, Debbie. There you go.
Okay. Oh, there you are, Jerry. Hi,
Yeah,
Jerry.
hi. I forgot to wave to the YouTube and Facebook people.
Yeah, Jerry, I love that really cool partition behind you. That's really
Don't you?
nice.
Yeah.
That would look really good in my house. Can you send that over here to Arizona?
You used to have one in your background, didn't you?
I did, yeah. But that's really a cool color one. I like that. That's really nice. Oh, see, Michael says you can send that as my birthday present. I just like that's really nice. That's kind of like vintage looking. Did you get that? Where'd you get that?
Somewhere? Oh, I got it. I'm sure at a thrift store somewhere.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do I even bother asking you where you shop?
Yeah.
But you know what, folks, let's talk about that. We're talking about businesses, right? So that's shopping's part of it. Do you have a business? Are you self-employed? Do you have your own, company or place that you work at that you're very proud of it? You do a great job. Maybe it's a chance to live out your faith and you're in the workplace. I think that's beautiful. My husband takes every opportunity possible to evangelize. He's in real estate. Every opportunity. He's constantly talking about praying to Saint Joseph to sell your house. He's constantly talking about that to his clients. So he takes every opportunity. Do you? Let's talk about all these different angles. 833-288-3986. That's the number to get on your show, Take Two, with Jerry and Debbie and you.
And you. And we look forward to hearing from you again at that number Debbie just gave, 833-288-3986. Michael Birchfield is our producer today. He is in place. Jeff Burson is on social media. Ryan Penny will answer your call when you join us here as we talk about owning and operating Catholic businesses, especially small businesses. How are things going? Has it been greatly impacted by the pandemic? Maybe you have a business of the sort that it has really enhanced your business because people need it. Maybe you're essential. 833-288-3986.
EWTN, communicating the faith.
I love EWTN. I look forward to Mother and saying the rosary with her every night. Before my mom passed away 2 years ago, I was in Ohio. She was in South Dakota. I would call her. We'd be talking and say, okay, time to say the rosary with Mother. And several times a month, I would stay on the line with my mom, and she and I would say the rosary together with Mother Angelica. God bless EWTN.
EWTN. Live truth. Live Catholic.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgiani.
And I'm Jerry Usher.
Have you joined our Inspired by Faith book club yet? Log on to standtalltoday.com and click on the book club tab.
Our facilitator, Gigi, picks a great book each month for us to read together.
Then we have a virtual conversation about it at the end of the month.
It's a great way to make sure spiritual reading is part of your daily life.
Again, go to standtalltoday.com and follow the link to register for the Inspired by Faith book club.
When you deal with God, get out of the way.
The incomparable Mother Angelica. She broke the mold of Catholic teaching with her one-of-a-kind perspective. From her spunky spiritual growth talks to her eye-opening scripture study. A nun like none other.
I intended to scare the hell out of you.
She was the one, the only, the non-forgettable Mother Angelica. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio and television.
Thanks so much for your listenership and your prayers. We ask you to keep us in prayer as we do for you every day here on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and the entire EWTN family. And Catholic radio is really important. And we're talking today about actually owning a small Catholic business, and actually radio stations would qualify for that. So if any of our affiliate owners or managers are listening, we'd love to hear your experience of operating a small Catholic business. But for those of you who don't have a Catholic radio station in your area, God may be calling you to that mission, to starting a Catholic radio station. You can find out how you can do that where you live. you can contact Jack Williams at jwilliams@ewtn.com. That's J Williams, easy to remember, at ewtn.com.
Okay. Good deal. We've got a couple open phone lines. If you'd like to share about, if you work at a Catholic business, a Christian business, maybe you'd like to share just, your experience of it and what's been happening. We'd like to hear all angles of this. That's how we do it at Take Two. We want it covered from all different perspectives. And then we walk away, hopefully a little bit changed, a better understanding of things, a better understanding of ourselves, and hopefully a little bit closer to God. We always find a way to weave in our authentic Catholic faith. 833-288-3986. That's the number. Please join us. Where are we going first, Jerry? I've got my pen and paper. I'm ready to take some notes.
Well, let's go to Ypsilanti, Michigan, and Miguel is first, listening on Ave Maria Radio. First-time caller, Miguel. It's great to have you with us. Welcome.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So what do you got for us? Tell us.
So I am an owner of a cinematography business for Catholic weddings. And at the beginning of this COVID crisis, it was I had to turn down a lot of weddings that came my way because I actually caught the virus.
Oh, wow.
Myself, yeah. So I was out of the count for a good 4 to 5 months there. But then when I came back into it and I could start filming again and working, all of my couples have or all of the couples that have reached out to me just don't follow through. It's normally not the case. They always tend to follow through with everything, but because of no work out there, for some couples and things like that, COVID has been not the greatest for my business.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I may ask, is this your primary source of income? I don't know if you have a family, but it sounds like this is really your bread and butter, Miguel.
No, this is just my side business.
Oh, well, thank God for that. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm able to work full time at another place in Detroit. So. Okay. Well,
great. So you said
Yeah.
these couples, normally they would follow through. You said because of the pandemic, they haven't been doing so. I imagine that might be because many couples are still kind of trying to move their wedding or adjust the date or try and put everything together in the midst of the pandemic. Do you think that's part of it? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, indefinitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. They, yeah.
Miguel, how are you doing? You said you went through COVID.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah, that was a difficult time. I was in the hospital for just a few days, but my dad passed at the very start of it, and about a month later, when I came out of the hospital, I had to go back because I formed blood clots in my legs or my lungs, and yeah, that was not fun. A very scary moment, but I was able to pull through, and now I'm just on a blood thinner.
Wow, you're so sorry. Your dad didn't pass from COVID. This was from something else.
Well, he had cancer.
Okay.
Beforehand, I think the COVID just kind of kicked that into high gear and,
right.
Really, really finished the job. But
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
it did not help.
Yeah, well, we're so sorry for your loss. I can't even imagine losing your parent and losing your dad, and then having you going through such a serious thing as COVID-19. I mean, that is tough. And then to have the blood clots afterwards. I've heard of this happening, and now you're on a blood thinner. So there's a lot we're going to continue to pray for you, Miguel. If it's okay, I put you in our book because our book we keep of the living and then of course the deceased as well. So if you feel comfortable, if you can give me your dad's name, I mean, we would feel so honored to enter him into our book, our prayer book.
Oh, please. Yeah, thank you. His name is Pepe Zuniga.
Oh. Tell us a little, just real quick, so if you can give us the elevator talk of your dad. Tell us what we need to know about your beautiful father.
Well, he a lot of people knew him as a real living saint. He knew everything about the Catholic faith. He was basically, I know he's been called the Catholic Wikipedia from time to time, but he was so joyful and loving and welcoming to anybody and everybody, family members that have married into the family that aren't really looked too kindly. He would welcome them with open arms and welcome them to the family and stuff like that, or really just bring a smile to your face at any time of the day. He was a really wonderful, wonderful father.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So,
A man of great love for all and devotion to his faith, and you've got the memories of that beautiful smile, Miguel. We're sure about that. So thanks so much for joining us, Miguel. Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
no, I'm all set. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
good.
much.
Thank you
love
for the
show.
call. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
for
you,
calling.
Miguel. Thank you
Miguel,
so much.
like so many other first-time callers, he will never be a first-time caller again. You see, you graduate from being a first-time caller to being...
Absolutely. And we want you to stay in touch, Miguel, because we've been praying for you to make sure that you stay in very good health and that everything you're running smoothly. So just keep that, be assured of our prayers. Keep that in mind, that prayers I survive on prayer. I'm just telling you, I live on prayer. That's why I'm not, that Bon Jovi song, Living on a Prayer, that's definitely my theme song. Okay. Okay, Margot is up next in Syracuse, New York. That's where my husband was born, Station of the Cross. Hi, Margot. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing great. How are you? I'm doing wonderful. I'm very blessed.
Good.
Amen.
So what's been your experience
So,
with... go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I know this is about Catholic businesses, but a friend of mine and myself run a food pantry here in Central New York. And I consider it a business because we're feeding so many people in dire need this time during the COVID. And we've been so blessed. But we've definitely seen an increase in so many families that are in such need right now. And I just wanted to share that and keep everybody in prayer.
Well, that's fantastic. You mentioned it's a business, but it's way more than that, and you recognize that. And we're glad to hear that it has been going okay for you. Hopefully you're getting enough of the resources, the food, and everything else that you normally would present to people at this food pantry. I know we're hearing stories of people stepping up big time and really expanding their generosity beyond what they would normally give. And so we hope that is continues to go well for you, Margot. Debbie, what do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Margot.
Yes, we have some wonderful parishioners that, even though we're not up to full capacity, obviously, for gatherings, but we're running this food pantry literally with 5 people. And normally we would have had 10 or 20.
Wow.
And this week alone, we're just giving away like all kinds of Thanksgiving meals and stuff like that. So they're preparing for Thanksgiving, and it's just been amazing. It really has, and I thank God for it. And I'm just so grateful for these parishioners that have stepped up to the plate to help those in need. Plus, we also get food from Central New York Food Bank, and it's just such a blessing. So. Yeah. I just wanted to share that.
Well, and Margot, it is a business because you're providing, a service, there's a need, and then you're providing something that can help that. But when you look at what you're doing, okay, I mean, it's from so many levels, the works of mercy, all the way to evangelization, to being Christian witnesses. I mean, this is a ministry. This is a soul to soul mission, where you were helping individuals. And, I just want to say thank you for stepping up, and you and the others, you said there's like 5, please tell your friends that are doing this with you, thank you, because it takes a really special person to devote that much time to others. And people may say, well, why can't they provide for themselves? It's very hard for people to ask when they are, a lot of times, I know, because we had a very wonderful ministry out of our parish that provided and helped those in need all around in our community, right around our parish. And people would come in and they were like embarrassed to ask. They were, it was really hard for them to constantly be getting something, and they felt, they had to ask for it. And it was a very tough thing for them to do, but it was a beautiful thing when that came together, the giving and the humble receiving. It was just a beautiful thing that happens, and it changes people. I'm sure you've seen many stories like that. You've experienced them. And I just wish people would step up and do this kind of ministry work, at least, just maybe even once a year, because it really is transformative. Anything you want to share about that?
Oh, you're absolutely right. A lot of people have said, they're having to swallow some pride, and they're having to step forward and definitely come to us. And everybody has a story, as far as I'm concerned, no matter what background they're from. And I just find that I'm glad that we're able to reach out to them, and I'm glad that they're able to come to us. And even if it's a temporary thing, there's some that they're permanent, and I understand that. Right. But the temporary, if they don't eat a certain food, they'll say, give this to somebody who needs it. And again, I just feel that we've all come together, and it's just kind of like such a blessing in so many ways that God's got his hand on this.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, as you were talking, Debbie, and you too, Margot, I kind of sense a possible show topic here. Maybe we could do a show sometime about those who have had to, ask for help when typically they may have had plenty, because there are a lot of people who have had to go that route nowadays, and it can definitely be, I'm sure, be very humbling. So, Margot, thank you for the call from
Margot.
Syracuse. Yeah, we pray many, many blessings upon you and your colleagues there. May God shower you with everything you need to help the people with their needs. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Margot. God bless you. Call again, please. Jerry, we've got an email that came in you wanted to highlight?
I do, yeah. Maria, John, and Sheila, hang on. We're going to get to your calls in just a second. But our dear friend Lindy says, hello, Jerry and Debbie. First of all, happy birthday to Debbie.
Thank you.
I hope you had a fantastic day with many heartwarming surprises, and I have been praying for you. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
I always love listening to Take Two. Thank you, Lindy, for that. She says, well, in answer to your question, I could use a little prayer for my 2 small Instagram-run businesses, which have only been online for about 6 weeks, and I've been preparing for St. Nicholas, St. Lucia, and Christmas orders to ship to any location on the planet. It's early days, and I can only take small steps for now. God supplied someone to design logos for both of my brands and help me find a fantastic secondhand dummy/mannequin to photograph my ballet skirts. Now I'm on the lookout for a nice doll with nice long hair and a hairdresser training head to photograph the ballet hair accessories. She says, I look forward to listening to today's show, and it certainly will be helpful to hear how others are running their small businesses at this moment in time. Keep up the good work. Blessings to you both. That's from Lindy.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lindy. Thank you so very much for the birthday wishes. And yes, I did have a spectacular day yesterday. Real quickly, if you don't have to be Catholic to do this, but I would highly recommend, if you have your own business or you're self-employed, consecrate it to the twin hearts, the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and place an image of the twin hearts somewhere in your office or in your business. It can be privately in your private office in the back. It doesn't have to be in public display, but the twin hearts is there. It's very, very powerful in ministry and in business, especially when you consecrate your particular workspace to them. Do you have your place? Did you ever consecrate any of your businesses?
Well, I've been working from home. I mean, home base pretty much for the last, I think about 10, 11 years. So I've had the enthronement of the Sacred Heart
Right.
in my home. Yeah, and absolutely. And yeah, without question, that is so very, very important. I mean, God can do amazing things when we think that, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So we're talking about running or managing small businesses today on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, 833-288-3986. Many more of your calls still to come, and a very, very humorous email. So stay with us.
Okay.
Unplanned, the true story of Abby Johnson.
I would be the youngest director in Planned Parenthood history.
She believed in a woman's right to choose.
I've had an abortion myself, so I don't have any problem with another woman making the same decision.
Until the day she saw something that changed everything.
Tiny, perfect little baby. And then it was just gone.
Now she's pulling back the curtain on the abortion industry. Unplanned.
Available at EWTNRC.com and the EWTN app.
This is Janet Morana of Priests for Life with Pro-Life Update. In our initiative called Healing the Shockwaves of Abortion, the Silent No More awareness campaign focuses on the wounds abortion causes to many different groups of people. One of those groups is us, the pro-life advocates, who try to save lives. While we do succeed in preventing many abortions, we regularly have to deal with the fact that babies we try to save are killed nonetheless. That is a wound and a burden, a loss we need to grieve. Pro-life advocates need to process that grief and commend these children to God. If we do not do this, we may carry a burden of unresolved grief that leads to bitterness and despair. Together, let us acknowledge the pain we experience from every abortion and entrust these children with confidence to God. This is Janet Morana on the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
During this time of crisis, join us and pray for an end to the coronavirus. Radio Classics is now EWTN Radio Essentials, featuring 24/7 masses, rosaries, chaplets, and prayers.
Hi, this is Janet Williams. You don't have to be a woman to enjoy Women of Grace tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern here on EWTN Radio. Now, back to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
We're going right back to your calls. Thank you for the patience of those of you on hold. Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, talking about owning, managing, even patronizing a small Catholic business or even a non-Catholic business during the pandemic. How has that been going for you? We hope and pray that you have not been too adversely impacted. 833-288-3986. All right, Maria in San Antonio, listening on Guadalupe Radio Network and a first-time caller. Hi, Maria. Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
Doing fine. Better now that you called. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Maria.
Happy birthday, Debbie.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I just wanted to share that I have a small business hair salon, and I have the Twin Hearts in my room, in my salon. I have my crucifix, and just having that in the walls speaks a lot. Mm-hmm. Many customers ask me, about God, and that's when it opens the doors for me. I recently, during this pandemic time, when the salons were closed for 2 months, I consecrated myself to Jesus through Mary. I did the 33 days to morning glory, and I tell you, my life has changed ever since I did that retreat. I am now, I believe that our Blessed Mother is using me, and I am bringing my clients closer to Mary. And recently, 5 of my customers have done this retreat, and it's just been great.
Well, I'm so glad. We didn't plan this, that I had shared about, the Twin Hearts, and then you sharing your personal journey and your story
Yes.
being consecrated, to Jesus through Mary. I'm so glad, Maria. This was no accident, and the Holy Spirit is working. I cannot, and thank you for affirming it. I cannot stress it enough. If people want to make a really big change in their lives,
Yes.
in their spiritual lives, please consecrate yourselves to I'm a really firm believer of the Twin Hearts. I love the Twin Hearts. I had any ministry work I ever did, I had everything consecrated to the Twin Hearts. But any consecration like that to Jesus through Mary, doing the 33 days, all the different devotionals that you can do to consecrate yourself, to submit yourself. The blessings flow, folks. The blessings flow. Now, that's not the reason why you should do it, but I'm just telling you that is what happens. Right, Maria?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're taking this opportunity to evangelize, and it can be any type of business. It doesn't have to be an explicitly Catholic or Christian business. You're just you're making use of that space that you have, putting the images up. And I'm thinking of a lot of businesses that have Catholic radio playing in the business. I know the dentist that I used to go to he used to actually do apologetics while you were in the chair. He would talk openly
Yes.
and rather loudly about the faith, and so every patient in the building could hear about it. So, way to go, Maria.
Yes. Yes, that's
beautiful.
what I do on my Saturday mornings. Love listening to Father Ricardo, and he's amazing. And it helps a lot of my clients, and they love coming to get their hair done, and they leave very spiritually, and that helps them to come back to the church, and it's been great. And I just wanted to share that with everyone.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know what I love? I want two quick things. I just want to say, I've noticed lately that like my dentist's office and a couple other places, they're playing, the background music that's always on that loop, different CDs they put in or whatever. They're playing Christian music. They were playing music from the Christian radio station. They were playing it, through the background. I thought that was beautiful because what a great way just to, But the other thing I want to say real quickly, Maria, let me just say something. And Jerry cannot relate to this. Although Maria, if you get a chance, watch Facebook or YouTube because he'll show a picture of himself. Jerry, do you by any chance have a picture of yourself when you were like in high school or something? Because you did.
I happen to have a couple of them actually.
Can you show one because just to prove that you did have a full head of hair?
Well, I was going to show them both in just a minute or so. Maybe Maria
because I want Maria to see this because Maria being in a hair salon, running a hair salon, this is very important here. I wanted just to say, Maria, thank you for the work that you do. I think that salons are often forgotten in what it means for all of us, especially, I would say, more so for women, right? Because we, there's a certain thing we want to do with our hair. We want a certain look, color and all that. But I think sometimes the salons are forgotten. It's kind of like just you're going to go to the salon. It's kind of like a maintenance thing. It is so very important. It makes our lives more pleasurable. More beautiful at times. I mean, especially if you get a good haircut and a good color, right? But it's. I just want to say thank you because those kinds of services that you're providing are making our lives that much more enjoyable.
Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Tell you what, I do actually. Debbie's right. I have a couple pictures of me when I had a lot of hair. So I'll give Maria time to get over to YouTube if you want to see those. I'll hold those up in just a few minutes. Thanks, Maria. Thanks for the call.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure talking to you, and you have a good day. God bless you.
Please call again sometime. We'd love to hear from you. 833-288-3986. Okay.
You're blushing.
Why don't you explain something? It's the red shirt I'm wearing.
Okay, why don't you explain it? Did you lose your hair? Did it fall out, or do you do that buzz thing? What do you do?
I cut it short. Yeah, I could grow hair.
So you have hair on your head.
Yeah. I just recently went 6 weeks without a haircut, and it was starting to look like high school again.
Okay. Are you going to keep us in suspense? Or
Well, let's go to John first. John's been holding. He gets our Virtual Patience Award today. In Philadelphia, John listening on Sirius XM 130. Yeah, I'm driving a hard bargain today. Hi, John. Welcome.
Hi, John.
Hello, guys. You know, we're talking about bald. I'm totally bald, so it's a very sensitive topic with me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't work at a Catholic company. I've been working at this company for 28 years outside of Philadelphia. It's an industrial distributor. When you go in my office, I have a little painting of, I don't know the name of it, but everybody knows it. It's one St. Faustina painted Jesus coming through the doorway. Is there a name to that? You know, when Jesus?
That's the Divine Mercy
I
image.
have that.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Divine Mercy. I have that on my desk. It's a pretty big one. So I don't say anything. You know, people just see it. Non-Catholics probably scratch their heads, but it gets a message across to the people. But anyway, our business during COVID, we had a layoff, and what it did for us is it kind of it was a wake-up call. So everybody in purchasing or doing however we spent money, we kind of looked at ourselves and said, hey, this is serious. We don't know where the bottom of this thing is. So we tightened our belts, and we're really doing the job that we should have always been doing across the spectrum of responsibilities. And our business did fall off a little bit, but our profitability is so high because we're not wasting monies that we would always waste. Everybody's working at home. I work at home, and all that time that I would travel an hour and 20 minutes each way, I'm working. It's kind of crazy, but it also has enabled me to do things during the day and into the evening that I never ever thought of. There's a parish in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, named Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and there's a priest there, Father Matt, who has prayer service. You just go on there, and as he's talking, everybody's like typing in their prayers to this person, and now it's a community. So I would have never done that, you know. And, and now these things that have pivoted in a way to get us all potentially closer to God, because now we can go onto this website and go to this church or that church. And so it's been really powerful, I guess. And business-wise, we've been doing good, thank God.
Wow, that's wonderful. Creative ways to bring people together and to deepen their spirituality. You know, that's if that's what has come out of this COVID experience for people, then that's a great thing. I pray there's more of that, John. I've heard stories like yours, and then I've heard others where it seems like everybody just kind of went off and did their own thing and became their own little islands, and that's unfortunate. So I'm hoping that people do come back together in community. But John, real quickly, your Divine Mercy image that you have, a couple things. Do you know if that image was blessed by a priest or deacon?
My brother's a priest, and he gave it to me, so I'm going to assume that.
Okay, perfect. Your brother's okay, perfect. And then at the bottom of the image, does it say, you know, Jesus, I trust in you, or is there no? It does.
No,
okay.
Yeah, Jesus, I trust. Interesting you say that. So why do you say that? Because I would have never. If it doesn't say Jesus, I trust in you, what does that mean to you?
Oh no, it's Divine Mercy image. If it's the Saint Faustina image, yes, it's still the same one. But sometimes it will say, most of the time it'll say Jesus, I trust in you. The reason why I say that is because you said people will come and look at it, you know, and that happens with me as well. When people come and see the image that I have displayed, they'll say, "What is that?" And I'll say, "Well, a couple things. It's Jesus loving mercy for all of us, but it's really a call to trusting God." And I impart a little catechesis about trust, and it really helps people because I think people are very much struggling with that at times. And so I want to say thank you that your brother gave you that image, or you got that image from your brother, the priest, because it's a very powerful image.
Yes, it is. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Have a great day.
All right, John. Thank you for the call. Boy, that is beautiful. He's got a brother who's a priest, and it just, of course, Debbie, this won't surprise you. It takes my mind back to a point in time when I spent a year at St. Charles Borromeo Seminary in Philadelphia when I was studying for the priesthood. I spent 6 years in formation for the priesthood, and the second year of theology was at St. Charles. And as I think about that, you know, this is from the you're getting old department. I have about 4 seminary friends who are now bishops, and one of them is Bishop Joe Coffey, who is from the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, who was recently consecrated a bishop, auxiliary bishop of the Archdiocese for the Military Services. So I have great memories of Philadelphia. Happy to hear that John's brother is a priest.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
Debbie.
Okay, so you're going to keep us in suspense any longer, or do we?
No, I'm not.
Drum roll.
Do I have to do this?
Yes, we all want to see what
I have to read the email first.
Oh, there's an email that came in, and this is what prompted us to pull out Jerry's old high school photos.
Well, actually, I was going through some stuff a few days ago, and I found these. But this is amazing. John said he's totally bald, and that's a sensitive topic. But here's the email that we got. It's from Ryan. He says, "Hello, Mrs. Debbie. I would like to say how your show has been spot on today. I have not listened regularly, but it seems like a new show. It appears you could be talking about cheese and somehow ask a question, and the Holy Spirit might reveal something which encourages me." You're right, Ryan. Debbie can find a beautiful nugget in everything. He says, "God bless. Also, I'm almost a seminarian, only with prayers. Many nuns' prayers have gotten me this far. Carmelites and Benedictines, Saint Scholastica, pray for us." And he closes by saying, "Also, the bald guy is all right."
Okay, that is the best email ever. We need to save that.
Well, I presume that would be me. But anyway, yeah, this is interesting timing. So
go.
those of you on
Drum
Facebook
roll.
and YouTube, this first picture I'm going to hold up is my freshman year. Oh, there we go.
There's
my
a real
freshman year of high school. There you go.
No way. That is you?
That's me.
Oh, that is really
the
cute.
Big black horn rim glasses and the braces on my teeth.
Wow.
And look how much I had matured between my freshman and sophomore years.
Oh, Jerry.
And love the necklace around my neck there.
Yeah,
and
you look like one of the Brady Bunch kids.
I'm sure I had bell bottoms on too. So
oh my goodness.
Fortunately, the only photograph from the chest up.
That's really sweet. But I really wanted to see your first radio job where you had that gigantic head of hair.
That if people dig deeply enough on my Facebook page, you will find that.
Wow, that is amazing.
That was my Farrah Fawcett hair. I call that.
That is so cool. I love that drum roll, Michael. We need to save that. That's really good. Wow, that is really cool. Walk down memory lane. Your birthday's not till July. You can't do that now.
No. But I do want to thank Ryan for the for the compliment, saying the bald guy is all right too.
That is hilarious. We need to frame that email. That's a great email. I love it. Thank you, Ryan. That is hilarious. Okay, power of prayer. Take Two family, you are awesome. We asked a bunch of people to pray for one of our Take Two family members, Mary Beth, who went into surgery this morning, knee surgery, and we wanted to pray that it was very precise, the surgery. And Mary Beth just texted us. This must be right out of surgery. And she says, "Hi, all done. Thank you so much for all the prayers. Please thank the other prayer warriors too. Wow, they work fast." Way to go, Mary Beth. So praise be to God. See, prayers do work. We got to keep praying. We got to ramp them up, the prayers.
Yeah, and you were beautifully talking about the idea of trust with John in Philadelphia. And we want to definitely invite people to get a hold of our book, our first book that Debbie and I have published together. It's from EWTN Publishing, so you know you can trust it. And it's from you, the Take Two listeners, so you know you can really trust it as well. It's a collection of stories of people they wrote about loved ones who left the faith. Some have come back, some have not. The book is really about, it's just real life. We roll up our sleeves and get down and dirty with the fact that we all have loved ones who have left the faith. And so we invite you to get a hold of that. Debbie, you said you're giving that to all of your friends at Christmas. So you've kind of blown the Christmas gift thing right there. Everybody who listens to the show is going to know what they're getting. Mm-hmm. But I bring this up partly because EWTN Religious Catalog is the place you can go to get Trustful Surrender. Trustful Surrender is the title of our book, Stories of Grace Amidst Crisis. And the EWTN Religious Catalog has that, along with I want to say like a million other things that you could shop for, especially for Christmas. Maybe not a million, but they have books and DVDs and rosaries and devotionals, holy reminders, and a lot more. So we encourage you this year and every year, especially at Christmas, buy Catholic. Shop EWTN.rc.com today.
And someone else we want to highlight in his wonderful book that will make a great Christmas gift is The Spider Who Saved Christmas. And that's also at EWTNRC.com. Raymond Arroyo's newest book. We had the absolute wonderful time recording a special broadcast that will be aired the day after Thanksgiving. And you'll hear all about how this incredible spider came to life. And this wonderful book, and it would make a great, great gift. I'm also, Jerry, just to let some of my friends know, that's going to be part of the part 2 of their gift. They're getting Trustful Surrender and The Spider Who Saved Christmas.
Wow. So there you go. Yeah, that's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. And we might want to mention, too, our Thanksgiving Day broadcast is a very, very special one. Do you want to let people know?
Yes. And we want to thank again Michael Birchfield, our producer. He is really he's taking on the whole spirit of what everybody wants at the Take Two family, and he's making it happen. And he's been suggesting some fabulous topics and interviews for us to cover because the Take Two family wants us to do that. And so Michael arranged for us to speak with Antonia Salzano, who is in Italy. She's the mother of Blessed Carlo Acutis. And we were so thrilled to have her the entire hour, and that will air on Thanksgiving Day. So while you're cooking in the morning, listen to this, and you'll get to hear the mother of a millennial saint. I think that's pretty incredible. Did I get her last name right? Salzano? I believe
so, yeah.
Yeah, Antonia. She was so beautiful and such a sweetheart. And she was actually, I had asked her, I said, I've been praying to your son for a long time. I really love your son. And she goes, I'll ask him to help you too, because I had a few medical things. And she's such a beautiful lady. You will love this interview that we did with her, this discussion. It was great. So thank you again to Michael Birchfield and the show team and everybody that's making Take Two really advance through COVID. And then going into 2021, we've got so many more plans for you and for all of us to journey, in a deeper way. Authentically Catholic, that's what we are. We don't compromise at all. We go 100% Catholic, which is what we all should be doing. And we want to do this together, and it's growing. And so we got so many things planned. Stay in touch with us. Like us on Jerry and Debbie Facebook page, and go to standtalltoday.com. And you'll see that the ministry is just booming.
It is. It's hard to keep up. It's kind of like when Maria was talking about, when you consecrate yourself to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the Immaculate Heart of Mary, or both, put on your seatbelt, folks, because it's going to be a wild but enjoyable and blessed ride. And getting back to Blessed Carlo Acutis just for a minute, his mother is so down to earth. She's just fantastic. But I can't wrap my mind around, Debbie, having a relative, especially a child, in this case a son, who and maybe we can give our listeners a quick snapshot of what his life was. He died at the age of 15, I think.
From leukemia.
Of leukemia. And he was a normal young man. He loved the Eucharist, Eucharistic miracles. He created a website about Eucharistic miracles, but he played video games and he hung out with his friends from school. Just a really, in many ways, a normal young man and the kind of holy young man that we all hope to be and hope our children will be. But I think I asked her on the show, what's it like to have a son, to be able to pray to your son? And you said she'll pray for us to him. And I thought, well, okay, there you go. We can pray to him, but being your mother, he has no choice but to positively, affirmatively answer her prayers, right?
Right. And then she talked about how he brought her back to her faith.
That's right. Yeah.
He came from a wealthy upbringing. But yet he had such a love for those around him who were in need. And he had developed that at a very early age. And you'll hear the whole story. 15 years old, and look at the impact he is having, a saint for the millennials and what, the Gen Zers as well, right?
I lose track of the millennial Gen whatever people.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing. And to have the mother of a very soon to be fully canonized saint, I mean, Wow. I kept saying, I kept saying right when we were talking to her, I said, Jerry, we have the mother of a saint on.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty incredible. So that'll be Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. And then the day after will be our wonderful discussion with Raymond Arroyo with his great book, The Spider Who Saved Christmas. I love, well, I'm not going to give it away. When you hear the background of this story of why he created this book, you're going to want to get it. In fact, just get it ahead of time. Trust us.
Mm-hmm. Actually, autograph copies are available today, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah. Just for a short time, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. At EWTNRC.com, The Spider Who Saved Christmas. I had never heard of the story, but it's actually a beautiful story, and Raymond has put it together in a picture book illustrated by Randy Gallegos, and it really is fascinating and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So get The Spider Who Saved Christmas also when you order Trustful Surrender at EWTNRC.com.
Well, it's funny you should say that. I actually was just kind of surfing and checking out some reviews. We've gotten really good reviews for Trustful Surrender, and it actually partners up for some reason with Raymond's book.
Is
it
that
was
right?
hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. I'm like, wow, how did the Holy Spirit know? But Jerry, can I just talk about tomorrow's show real quickly? Because I think it's really important. We're talking about the single life tomorrow. And we're asking, if you are, a single person, and to talk about, what it means for you to, make that decision, or it's the decision that you feel called to be in the single life. And we want to hear it from you, but we also want to hear how you feel about if you feel fully embraced and accepted in the church. And what I mean by this is, I used to see this all the time in a religious formation. Many singles would come to the parish and they would say, well, you've got this ministry for couples, you've got this Bible study, and it has all of these people, this group of people, but there's really nothing for is there a single ministry? And they struggled with that. And let's talk about it and see if we can get creative with it and what it means. What do you think about that, Jerry?
Well, I agree, yeah, as a single person myself. And what we're looking for is really, there's a couple of different, I guess, reasons why, at least among others. It could be by choice, like you said, or it could be circumstances. Maybe someone has not found that life mate that they're looking for, that spouse that they're looking for. But I agree, yeah, it's definitely. I feel totally, included in the church, obviously, but I think a lot of people do kind of find themselves on the outside looking in sometimes, so.
That's
It'd
right.
be a good conversation.
I can't wait. So let's be thinking about that and dive into this discussion tomorrow on single life. Jerry, did you catch the YouTube comments right there? Do you want to share some of those? Real quickly?
Actually, if I can read a quick email
Sure.
first from Ann in Illinois. She says, "I love to hear that Jerry haunts the thrift stores. Speaking of thrift stores, we have a local thrift store that supports the local battered women's shelter. I worried about that nonprofit during the shutdown. Even if you're not normally a thrifter, now is a good time to support your local charity thrift shops and do some Christmas shopping there. They always have lots of Christmas mugs and candles that are great for gift baskets and hostess gifts. Please don't give food gifts in made-in-China plastic this year. There's lots of charming Christmas plates for packaging cookies and food gifts at your local charity thrift." That's Ann in Illinois. And I know you wanted me to get to social media, but Marianne, our Jersey sister Marianne, and her husband Brad, she says, "Hi, Jerry and Debbie. Sorry this is a little late, but wanted to send belated birthday wishes to Debbie." She says, "We'll be doing what we did last year, which is send a donation to EWTN in Debbie's honor."
Oh, thank
That's
you. That is
fantastic.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Was that from Marianne and Brad?
Marianne and Brad, yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Lucia in South Africa. "Small businesses need lots of prayers during this time of COVID. I pray God's blessings upon your business. May your business grow abundantly." Marie Therese, "Hello all. I recently started a company called Love God and Neighbor. I make natural skincare products and I'm slowly adding a variety of handmade goods to the Etsy shop." So she's using online marketing.
Beautiful.
Sales.
And other people would like to do small business websites. You never know. Let's talk about it. Okay, until tomorrow, we want to wish you a beautiful and blessed day. See you real soon.
Dr. Ray Guarendi avoiding all known forms of psychobabble. The doctor is in next on the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
Part of the success we've had on